Faith. We love space. And we love you too on Coast FM 963. You're on Roar and More. I'm Angus Hamilton. It's my pleasure to be with you on this fine autumn's evening between 7 and 9 p.m. on Monday, the 13th of April 2026, giving you some fantastic vibes and greater guys to warm you up on this Monday evening. And yes, I said guys because, as always, I am not doing this alone. As a matter of fact, I just so happen to be joined by a handful of the best in the business. Firstly, on my left, we have Mr. Stephen Wheatley. How are you going today, Stefan?
I'm doing okay, mate. How are you going?
Very well, thank you. Pleasure to see you in here once again. Also opposite me, as always, we have Mr. Jake Mercer. How are you going, Jake?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm sitting in the middle seat this time. It's a little weird, but, here to have some good vibes, some good times with the boys.
I know. Always lovely to see you, and you're even closer than you normally are. What a treat for me, sitting opposite you directly. And the reason why you're there is because hiding away in the corner next to you, making his first appearance for quite a while, do my eyes deceive me? He's back, James. O'Brien.
Yes, hello, I have returned.
How you feeling? How does it feel to be back, James? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while, and has been good. It's good to be back.
No, I bet it feels amazing to have you back with us. It felt incomplete without you in the studio with us. What have you been up to in your absence?
I kept getting called in from work.
That's right. He's all cashed up from that public holiday money, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
It's on him.
I think I am cashed up at this point.
Well, if you would like James to buy you dinner, call us up on 4322.
I feel like gaming terms, my nerd side showing out, but I feel like the Yakuza 0 where Kiryu Kazuma just reaches out like that for a cash and just just throws it around and everyone just like comes in and gets it.
Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain.
And if you would like James to do that at an OB near you, call us up. But, speaking of nerdy things, tonight the playlist that we've put together is celebrating a pretty nerdy event and a historic event at the same time. We're all about space exploration with the tunage on this fine Monday evening because, as you may have seen, it came to a very successful end. The Artemis 2 mission, the first time man and woman has been to the moon in over 54 years with the last Apollo mission. They didn't land on the moon, they flew around it, but they set the record for the furthest people to be away from Earth in the meantime and got some of the greatest space photos you'll ever see in doing so. So the space nerd inside me has put together tonight's playlist, which is all about space. And we're starting off well and truly right now after hearing Space Oddity at the top there with David Bowie with a cheeky bit of The Police and their 1979 hit single, Let's Go Walking on the Moon. Coast FM 963. You're on Roar and More. Angus with you alongside the boys. The boys. Between 7 and 9 p.m. That right there were a couple of songs to celebrate the famous and successful Artemis 2 mission to the moon with some space travel songs right there. At the top, we heard from The Police with Walking on the Moon, because giant steps are what you take walking on the moon. And the song you just heard was Owl City, featuring a rap verse from Sean Christopher with their 2011 collaboration Alligator Sky, a song all about blasting off into space. Goodbye. And then maybe doing a lap around the dark side of the moon and coming back home like the Artemis crew did. But coming back to Earth, well, there was one thing that was out of this world, I thought, on the weekend, and that was Manly. They're on a roll, Steve Wheatley. They defeated the Dragons in Wollongong, something that does not happen every day, that's for sure.
It certainly doesn't, mate. And believe it or not, I was actually down there in the old home of the Steelers. I was down there with some of the Manly faithful, and, well, Well, what a win it was too, mate. And I think probably what makes the win even more special was this. I was chatting to one of the other Manly faithful at the end of the game, and he was saying to me, because you and I both know, mate, that Manly does not have a good track record down there in Wollongong. And he was saying to me that we believe it's been since 2002, Manly had their last win down there in Wollongong. So that's 24 years since we had won a game down there in Wollongong. So that is quite a long time, 24 years.
Well, yes, actually, that was the stat. Like, we've only won 5 games in history down in Wollongong, and we won one in 2023, I think, or 2024. But between 2002 and then, there was nothing. So it was a crazy drought. And then it looked like we were going to give up the lead once again, but then they held firm and did it for Foz.
They did.
And it was a great performance.
Absolutely.
But not as good as your was, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's excited.
Yeah, can you tell?
What gave it away, Jamesy?
The high,
Well,
the loudness.
Can confirm Steve Wheatley literally just did a bounce in his seat when the Wars were mentioned right then. But for good reason, because speaking of droughts, they went down to Melbourne and defeated the Storm. It's the first time they've defeated Melbourne in Melbourne since the 2011 prelim final, and what a performance it was.
can I get an up the Waz, boys?
Up the Waz!
Choo! Yes, 11 years since the Warriors have won a game down in Amy Park in Melbourne. And what makes it even more better, boys? It's now 4 in a row.
Well, there you go. The Wars are on a roll to start things off in 2026. Steve-O, how do you reckon their chances are? Like, they've beaten a big opponent.
Well, look, it's still early days, mate, but it's looking really good. Webby's got the team really going. They're going to be going into some good, probably, well, I don't want to say they're easy games, but on paper they do look like they're going to be some easy games because they're playing the Titans this weekend, and then they're still going to be at home against the Dolphins. And look, you know, it's actually funny, boys, because I was thinking this after the upset that happened on Thursday night between the Dogs and the Panthers, how the Panthers suffered their first loss of the season. I was thinking to myself, I had got a feeling, I reckon there's going to be some upsets this week. And well, sure enough, there certainly was, because we got the win against the Dragons, the Warriors beat Melbourne, the Cowboys even came back twice to beat the Broncos.
Yeah, it was quite an incredible round of footy. And Jake, your Roosters took on the Sharks over in Perth for a double header. Yeah. And that was a high-scoring game. The Roosters came away with the win. You surely are happy with their form at the moment?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm absolutely very happy with with how the Roosters have been playing. But I just want to go back to the New Zealand Warriors game and to remind the Coasties that, yeah, we do have a tipping comp going on, and I was the only person this week to tip the Wars to win.
That's true.
So
even Steven didn't tip the Wars.
Steven didn't tip the Wars, bro.
Yeah, look, you can't honestly blame me, mate. I mean, because again, you know, it's been 11 long years, and I think a lot of people probably would have been on the Storm for that game because they thought, well, the Storm have lost 3 games in a row. They're going to be back at home. Bellyache's going to get them firing. So, yeah, no, you can't honestly blame me for not tipping the Wars. But,
true.
you know, I don't actually want to stroke Jake's ego probably even more than it probably is. But out of our tipping comp, he's the only one out of the 4 of us who got a perfect round this week.
Oh, you got a perfect round, mate, from 8.
Yes.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I say about that?
What's that?
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre? How bizarre?
Moving on to the A-League, the Mariners played their last home game of the season on Friday night in Gosford against the Brisbane Roar Youth Disability Radio.
Youth Disability Football?
It felt like it at times, but the match was notable because of an incredible goal by wonder kid Jesse Mantell. The young 18-year-old local academy product made his starting debut in the midfield and put a fantastic strike past the Brisbane goalkeeper to score his first goal. It was checked by VAR for offside, but then it was given the all clear, and then he ran pretty much the length of the field to celebrate with the fans. Which was so awesome to see.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, Brisbane did hit us with a late equaliser, which meant we didn't get the win and that gives us a huge blow to our finals hopes. We are currently sitting 6 points outside of the top 6 with a possible 6 points to get from our final 2 games, which makes it almost impossible for us to make finals. But hey, there's always a chance. Who are we playing? Oh, second placed Auckland in Auckland.
Auckland FC.
Followed by first placed Newcastle in Newcastle. Well, let's start off with the first game. This Sunday afternoon, we're travelling to Auckland to face up against Auckland FC. Jamesy, how do you reckon that's going to go?
As much as I love Mariners, I'm going to have to side with Auckland FC.
Oh, man.
But I will be lenient. I'll give it a 2-1.
2-1? Okay, you reckon it's going to be competitive at least?
Yeah.
Yeah, alrighty. I reckon, I can tell Jake's going to go with the same. He was nodding at that.
Man's going to side with Auckland FC.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, as much as I do, like in my heart of hearts, I want the Mariners to win both games that are coming up. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with my head on this one, and I'm picking Auckland 2-0.
2-0. So no goals in this one over there.
Nah.
Okay, how about you, Steve Wheatley? It's your 2 favourite teams, so either way you win, but what do you reckon the result's going to be?
Yeah, mate. Look, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to be like Jake on this one because we've 2 games left to go and we've needing to get those wins against the Roar and Melbourne City. Yeah, I think our hopes of making finals this year is unfortunately gone. I'm actually going to give the same score prediction as Jake. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Auckland FC. You know, but if I can probably give some honourable mentions, though, I want to just give the team a bit of a, shout out and a bit of credit because to do what they've done from where they were earlier this year, that took a lot. I mean, you look what they've had to overcome so far and the fact that they've been in finals contention because you look what we went through. Our original coach left. We didn't have an owner. We didn't have a sponsor. We had players going down with injuries and to be still with some of the support from some of the locals, it's just been managing to keep the team going and Mooney, well, he has done a pretty good job, here with the team as the interim head coach. I mean, it's going to be sad that he's now going back to Brisbane, but I just unfortunately think the boys, their probably tank is just on E. They just probably want to get to the end of the season and, I mean, you even look what happened in Auckland with their game against Melbourne Victory last week. They had to come back twice to win.
Exactly. So it's been a fighting season for the Mariners. It could have been a lot worse. At least we're not getting the wooden spoon, and we were in finals contention, and thankfully enough, it looks like the wooden spoon honours are going to the Wanderers, so that's a victory in itself.
Yes, we'll happily send that in Australian Post to the Riff from Western Sydney.
100%. And Jamesy, before we move on, you got some other quick highlights from over the weekend in the world of sport.
So I'll be tight and bright with this. So I just recently found out that 18-year-old Gout, sorry if I pronounced it.
Nailed it.
That's okay.
He set a new record in Australia and the under-20s with a 200-metre race with his speed 19.67 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
A sub 200 metres is very impressive.
Yeah. And in UFC, Kiwi fighter Carlos Ulberg has become the new light heavyweight champion, but may have to vacate it due to a blowout knee. The one that caught my eye was in the kickboxing world, the K1 Japanese kickboxer is making waves in the internet with her consistent high side kicks, and she's practically at the moment being called Japan's Chun-Li. Mona Kimura, she has won her recent fight at a recent K1 pay-per-view, and she's now 4-0.
Well, there you go. That's definitely someone to keep an eye on in the fighting scene. Thank you very much for that sports update. And Rory McIlroy also winning back-to-back Masters, which is absolutely legendary stuff as well. It's time for us to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to be hearing Steve's good vibe of the night, but first, right after this, another moon-themed song from another local legend.
Central Coast Community Radio. What a feeling, Coast FM.
Yes, I do. Coast FM 963. Straight out with it. You're on the Raw and More. Angus Hamill with you alongside the boys. The boys. That right there was LSA, local singer-songwriter, with her 2024 single, Mr. Man on the Moon. Or Mrs., as we proved with the Artemis 2 mission that went around the moon throughout the week, which was fantastic to see. And speaking of fantastic things, it's time for a segment that'll make you feel like you're standing on the moon. We call it
Steve's Good Vibe of the Night.
Oh, yeah. Can you dig it, Jake Mercer?
Yeah.
It's Steve's Good Vibe of the Night. It's Steve's turn to dig deep into his personal playlist and play a song that he thinks has amazing vibes, slapping it out there on the Coast FM airwaves and hoping that you, yes you, Will Parkhouse from Uncut Gems, enjoys it as much as he does. Now, Steve-O, you're all about the good vibes. What have you picked for us tonight?
I certainly am, mate. And before I do get into my good vibe of the night, I want to give a couple of special birthday shout-outs to my cousin Jamie and my good mate Cherie, who is celebrating her birthday today, and he celebrated his birthday last week. So happy birthday to the two of them. Now, for my good vibe of the night, it is something that is definitely out of this world and definitely a good vibe. We have played this song many, many times on the show before, and I know we usually like to explain of why we pick our good vibes of the night and why we have selected the certain song, but I actually don't have that this week. I've just got a good vibe to share with some great guys right here of the station, with the home, with the classic greatest hits and with the Aussie banger hits. So my good vibe of the night is Thirsty Merc with Summertime.
Oh man, let's go to Bondi.
Are you feeling that? I know what you're saying, bro.
Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything is gonna be alright in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. And even if I have to wait till next year, I don't care. All I know is that I'll meet you there in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything is gonna be alright in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. And even if I have to wait till next year, I don't care. All I know is that I'll meet you there in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime. That is where I'll be.
Oh, we love those good old summertime vibes in the middle of a nice, cool autumn's night on Coast FM 963. You're on Raw and More, and that right there was Steve's Good Vibe of the Night.
So that was Brisbane band Thirsty Merc with their hit Summertime.
Brisbane?
Yeah, Brisbane.
How dare you?
Hey, at least I didn't say it was Melbourne. And if you actually also enjoyed that good vibe right there, good news, they are playing here at Drifters Wharf this Friday night. So maybe get down there if you want to go see some Aussie banger tunes there on Friday night. I'm sure maybe Angus Hamill, being that he's on a mission to try to go to 50 shows this year, might be down there doing his best Bondi Rescue impersonation.
Maybe I might go, but you'll have to give me 20 good reasons to.
Oh, I like that. Very funny. Very funny, Angus.
Thank you, Steve. Well, that's going to be a great local gig to go to. And they sound like a great band from the mid-2000s that you can get into. And speaking of sounding like things...
She packed my bags last
night. Mate, are you okay? You've been making some doozies the last couple of weeks. You called Sound Alikes last week the local list. Are you okay?
Who hurt you?
I've been watching too much moon documentaries, I guess.
I think Angus's head is out in space.
We're going to pretend that didn't happen, okay? And we're just going to listen to this. Two songs, they sound exactly alike. Yes, these are two songs.
And what are they?
And they are sound alikes. Hey, Steve, what is it with this segment again?
They sound alike.
I think they might. Jamesy, can you confirm that they sound alike?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do sound alike.
Well, it's funny you say that because this segment is called Sound Alikes, the segment where I give you two songs. One original that nobody knows what it's going to be, absolutely not, and a song that takes a little bit of inspiration from the original, whether it be done in a sampling, an interpolating, or just a similar melody part or lyrics. It's up to these guys to try and figure out, though, if that sampling or inspiration was done legally or illegally. And tonight, because we are talking about the Artemis 2 mission and space and moons and travelling in rockets, I thought may as well go with a bit of a spacey theme for this Sound Alikes as well. The first song that you haven't heard before and definitely have not accidentally pressed play on this evening.
I think he's kind of given the clue away a bit early there, Coasties.
That's okay. At least I didn't give away the result. Anyway, without further ado, here is song number one. Coast FM 963, you're on Roar and More. Angus and the boys. The boys with you between 7 and 9 p.m. We're in the midst of a segment right now called Sound Alikes, and nothing went wrong with the intro. It's the segment where I give you two songs, one original, one that takes a little bit of inspiration from the original, but it's up to these guys to try and figure out if that inspiration was done legally or illegally. Naughty, naughty, great unsuccess. The song you heard at the top, the original out of the two, was of course English legendary singer-songwriter Elton John with Rocket Man, song about blasting off into space as your day job, which is quite funny. And the song you just heard was a bit of a remix / mashup of a bunch of different Elton John songs with vocals from Dua Lipa. It was made by Australian electronic duo Panow called Cold Heart, and it's up to these guys to figure out if that was done legally or illegally. Jamesy, since it's been a while since you've been in the hot seat, I thought I'll give you the gift of starting with you.
I was kind of hoping I didn't start because I have no idea whatsoever.
Well, what's your heart thinking? Like, what's your gut and your heart?
Yeah, that's they're thinking. I have no idea. But since I'm first, I'll just get to the point. I think I'm just going to go with illegal.
Illegal? What makes you say that?
Only because I'm never usually good at this, and I think a few times when I picked legal that I end up getting it wrong.
Fair enough. All right, you're just going with track record, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just go. Yeah, why not?
All right, why not? All right, Jakey, what do you reckon?
This is actually surprisingly the easiest one that you've given us.
Oh man, I gotta up my game.
Yeah, so it's legal.
Legal. How do you know that?
Because if I say how I know, it'll give away the answer.
All right. I love the juxtaposition of James saying, "Oh, this is really hard," and then you going, "Oh, easy."
Easy. Yeah.
All right. Well, someone who also seemed not 100% convinced was Steve Wheatley. So, what do you reckon, Mr. Wheatley?
You know what? I'm going to go with Jake. I'm going to go with his judgment because he does seem really confident, and I know that he's very good at this, where Jamesy is like me. And when this song, not the original, but the new one, was being played quite a lot, I do remember there was sort of a lot of stuff happening going on, whether it had been done legally or not, which is obviously why we have it in this segment. So, yeah, I'm going to be like Jake. I'm going to go, it's all good. Field. Green light.
All right, given the green light on that one right there, and we finish up with Will
Parkhouse from Uncut Gems.
He's in the flesh with us right now before Uncut Gems, and what are you feeling about that?
Hello, boys. Okay, anyway.
Hello.
It was Smithers. It was Smithers, yes. I'll put on the Smithers voice for this. I'm going to go with legal.
That's
for
Mr.
this
Burns.
one. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Burns, yes, I'm sorry. It's not Smithers.
I think you got your facts wrong there, sir.
Shut up, Smithers. I'll get it right someday. I'm only 104. Still young.
Spring
Brain's
chicken.
still working. Yeah, I'm going with legal because I think this is around the time that Elton John's Lockdown Sessions also came out at around this time.
Oh,
where
he
he was
did a
working
bunch
with a
of-
bunch of pop artists like Charlie Puth and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, legal.
Alrighty, well,
Yeah, I might change my answer to legal.
No. You can't back out now. You can't back out now. You
Lock
stay.
in.
Listen, I'll give
Lock
up.
in.
I'll sacrifice my point, but I'm going with legal.
You've got to
alrighty.
lock in, James.
See,
That's got to be against the rules. Like, where's the ref?
I think it's peer pressure, I reckon, right there. But I can reveal that the inspiration of Cold Heart there by Rocket Man was done. Yes, it was 100% legal.
Yeah.
Good job, James. That was all you, James.
Oh yeah, sure. Even though I switched last second.
Yeah, I mean, just like being a gymnast with that massive backflip.
Yeah.
It's giving Danny Cherry Evans vibes.
Like I said, I was going to sacrifice my point for it anyway. So
Well, yes, like Will mentioned, during the outbreak of COVID-19, Elton John was on tour at the time, but it had to be halted because everyone was, in lockdown. Amidst the lockdown, though, he pursued a series of collaborations with a few of his favourite modern musicians, one of which was Dua Lipa, of course. Then he teamed up with Australian electronic duo Pnau, and not only did they remix a bunch of different Elton John songs, he actually re-recorded all the vocals. So
Yeah.
all of the vocals you heard on that remix were actually fresh vocals by Elton John alongside Dua Lipa, which marks the first time in Sound Alec's history, I think, that not only was it illegal, but it was kind of remade partially by the original artist as well.
Surprisingly, he still sounds like really, really like fresh in even in the lockdown sessions. Like man, I don't know how old he is right now. He's probably in his
Late 70s.
Late 70s.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just like able to still have that voice, stored in the back of the brain or stored in the back of the throat. It's awesome.
Certainly.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
A bunch of success came out of those sessions, like with Cold Heart. That was probably the biggest hit. But he had another one with Britney Spears, Hold Me Closer. And those lockdown session songs ended up being a part of Elton John's farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. He's now retired from performing, but, he is a legend.
He did
and
release another album.
He did release another album as well, which is fantastic to see. Speaking of things that are fantastic, it's time for us to take a quick break. Coming up after this, we're going to be hearing My Good Vibe of the Night. And now it's time for a segment that'll make you feel like a rocket man. We call it
Angus's Good Vibe of the Night.
Sideways. That's right, it's my... Don't worry, I won't reveal who made that noise. It is My Good Vibe of the Night. It's my turn to dive deep into my own personal playlist and pull out a song or two that I think have immaculate vibes. Slap it out there on the Coast FM airwaves and hope that you, yes you, listening at home right now, enjoy it as much as I do. Now, tonight's pick comes to us from a duo, a singer-songwriting indie pop rock, maybe even dream pop a little bit duo that I stumbled across recently. They're from Sydney and they actually slid into my DMs asking if they could send me their music and see what I thought of their songs, which I always appreciate. I always think that's such a cool thing when artists actually reach out and like, can you listen to me? But I looked them up on an unnamed radio station's website and I listened to this song and I gotta say, I have been absolutely hooked on it from first listen. And it has been probably my most played song of the last couple of weeks as well. So I really hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Without further ado, this is My Good Vibe of the Night. And it's a beautiful piece of indie pop rock coming out of Sydney. It's Alibi and their newest single. It's called Like a Dream.
The best.
Coast FM 963. Yeah, indeed. You're on Roar and More, and that right there was
Angus's Good Vibe of the Night, which was...
Well, that was singer-songwriter, pop dream rock duo Alibi right there with Like a Dream. That's their latest release and a song that they actually sent to me to listen to, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I'm unashamedly saying it's probably my most listened to song over the last couple of weeks, especially with that beautiful hook, shake me up to the right, to the left. It's actually a song that they wrote about being in a tricky situation and kind of hoping that you're dreaming. That's why she's saying to shake her, but realizing that you're actually in reality. I'm sure a lot of us have had that situation where we've been embarrassed. Yeah. We've been embarrassed and we're like, oh, I hope I'm dreaming right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The Melbourne Storm fans definitely did on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. They thought, no, it's going to get better. And then they realised, this isn't a nightmare. This is real.
Yeah,
I think it'd be more apt to say that would, make more sense for Parramatta fans.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Brando, if he's listening in right now, Brando. And we've just crossed over the 8 o'clock threshold, which means it's time for us to take our hottest challenge once again. Out the back, I got each of you boys to give me a year of the hottest 100. James is already giggling. We'll find out why in a second. But Steve, what year did you give us?
I gave the year 1990. It's going to happen. I'm going to get another one.
Oh, surely.
Right, Brando?
One day. How about you, Jake?
2023, mate.
And James?
2016.
And Will Parkhouse gave us 2007. We spun the wheel, and would you believe it, after being on a 4-week winning streak, I believe, the last time we had you in the studio, it landed on James's year once again, 2016. So I think this sound that was used last time Will Parkhouse was with us is quite fitting.
I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. I can't stop
So that's James, that's your mood right now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ban myself from that part of the game.
Yeah, can you just go back to work for another couple of weeks? So
I had a hot streak going and then you came back.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jake.
So what's going to happen with you, Jake? Are you going to have to restart at 2025 again? Or are you
I'm going to have to cry in a corner. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to do so as we look back at 3 songs that charted in the hottest 100 of 2016. When we come back, it's up to these guys to try and figure out which song charted the highest. And without further ado, here is song number 1. Coast FM 963, you're on Roar and More. I'm Angus Hamill, and I'm alongside Steve Wheatley, Jake Mercer, and James O'Brien. Oh, and also Will Parkhouse from Uncut Gems. We're with you between 7 and 9 p.m. and we just heard 3 songs that charted in the hottest 100 of 2016. Before we find out what they were, I believe James O'Brien and Steve Wheatley, you guys have both come prepared with a few fun facts about the year that was 2016.
Yes, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, you go first, Jamesy.
All right, so I just found some fun facts, and 2016 it was the same year where we saw the rise of Pokemon Go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone had the Pokemon Go account.
Wow,
It was also the same year where Australian swimmer Kyle Chalmers has won the 100-meter freestyle gold medal in the Rio de Janeiro Olympics.
And he's still a part of the swim team now. 10 years later, he's going to the Commonwealth Games.
Yes,
which is
indeed.
huge. Yeah.
And lastly, it was also the same year where South Korean band Blackpink released their debut single album, Square One.
Wow, I thought that they were around a lot more recent than that. That's crazy. And Steve-O, what facts do you have?
Yeah, well, we all know how much Jake likes his Korean bands.
Yeah, just as much as you like Maroon 5, mate.
Yes, so my fun facts for the year, that was 2016. So in 2016, the Chicago Cubs baseball team won their first ever World Series, which is the grand final of baseball. Their first ever World Series win that year in 108 years of their existence.
So, Steve, do you remember the one that happened before that then?
I'm going to buy that. That was pretty good. I get that. I know. It's because I'm old, right?
Yeah, it's funny because you're old.
Oh, yes. No, very funny, very funny. And, well, you know what's also very funny is that was also the same year that the Cronulla Sharks beat the Storm in the NRL Grand Final to win their first ever
Legendary
title. So, you know, if we don't already make fun of Melbourne enough, you know.
Yeah, the year of the Drought Breakers 2016 was, and the year of fantastic tunes as well. We just heard 3 songs that charted in the Hottest 100 of 2016. At the top, we heard Hilltop Hoods and their collaboration with Montaigne and Tom Thumb with 1955, the year that Steve was born. In the middle there, we heard from The Weeknd and Daft Punk with I Feel It Coming, and then the song you just heard was Aussie DJ Flume featuring vocals from Canadian singer Kai with Never Be Like You. Just kidding, Steve-O. It's your birthday next week, so I'm getting all the bad stuff out this week, of course. But yes, it's up to these guys to try and figure out which song charted the highest. I'm going to start with you, Jake Mercer.
I really want it to be 1955 by Hilltop Hoods because it's such a good song. But I think I'm gonna have to go with The Weeknd on this one.
Okay, you're going with The Weeknd and Daft Punk. What makes you say that?
Well, because I mean, when that song came out, it was just a huge hit, and I just think it's probably ranked higher.
Okay, I like the logic on that one right there. How about you, Jamesy? What are you feeling?
I'm thinking I'm going to go with the last song. Was it by
Never Be Like You?
Yeah, Never Be Like You.
By Flume.
I've got a hunch.
You got a hunch? The Aussie artist winning out there?
Yeah.
All right. Steve's. I'm not sure if Steve was sure about that. It looked like you were about to chuck the mic over to Will, but I'll go back to you, Steve-O. What do you reckon out of those 3?
Smithers, is this man calling me old again?
I think so, Sarah. But it's your choice, Sarah. So what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to take a bit of inspiration from good buddy Brando, and I'm actually going to go with the Aussie artist, Brisbane band Hilltop Hoods with 1955. Brando, I think, would actually probably know more about that year than I would, because wasn't that, I think, the last year Parramatta won a grand final? So
that's good.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm going to go with Hilltop Hoods.
All righty. Wow. So we've got 1 vote for each song. Will Parkhouse, do you want to which of these guys are you going to be siding with?
I do want to point out all of the songs that we've just played all have features. There's a little bit of sort of.
Oh, that's so true. I didn't even realize that.
I did.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm probably gonna vote. I'm gonna say not. I don't think it's Flume. I don't think it's the Flume song.
Okay.
It's between the Hilltop Hoods song and let me think, Hilltop Hoods or The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk. I think I'm gonna go with The Weeknd song because that collaboration is just massive, and that was huge. A few years before Daft Punk left the music scene and stopped doing stuff. So yeah, and when that song came out, it was like a massive hit as well, and it's also a great song. It sort of hits that sort of Michael Jackson sort of vibe a little bit.
I like that. Yeah, so true. I used to always think that it was
I'll
similar.
go with I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk.
All right, but can you feel a victory coming? That is the question. We got Jake and Will on Team Daft Punk and Weeknd. Steve's gone with Hilltop Hoods. James has gone with Flume. And without further ado, the song that charted number 1 out of those 3 was... It was Flume. Never Be Like You. Where's that?
Something up once.
Can you believe it? Where is that thing again?
I can't stop winning. I can't stop
Ironically,
winning.
this was
I can't stop winning.
first top 100 I've won in a while, so.
Well, I mean, you haven't been here for a while, but yes, James O'Brien takes it. Flume with Never Be Like You actually topped the countdown, came in at number 1 in 2016.
Wow. I really like that.
That was followed by 1955 by Hilltop Hoods and all the others. That came in at number 4. And then, if you can believe it, you actually have to scroll down quite a bit to hear I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk. That came in at number 41.
Wow.
On the Hottest 100 of 2016. Yeah. That was like one of the last big years where there was a heap of Aussie artists up near the top though. So, yeah, local bias was definitely in force that year. But James O'Brien returning to Raw and More with a bang. His year gets picked. He nails it. Congrats to our winner of the quizzes tonight.
Practically a sign.
I know, right? It's a sign that, you know, the universe is saying welcome back to the local guy. And speaking of local people doing well...
And now it's time for the local list. Brought to you by Homebrewed.
Yes, it is. That's right. It's time for The Local List. Very nice. The segment brought to you by the Homebrewed boys, Cameron Smith and Eamon Snow, who used to be in this very time slot on a Monday night, playing the best new and emerging Australian and, most importantly, local music. They're no longer with Coast FM, but their legacy lives on with a fantastic new release by a local artist every single week. And tonight's pick comes to us from someone who is quite close with our very own Will Parkhouse from Uncut Gems. Can you tell us a little bit about your friend Saint Milana, Will?
Oh, she's a very, very talented musician, singer and songwriter. I've known her for quite a while, since primary school, and she's just grown and grown in her, career. And she's just an outstanding lyricist in her music. Her music is very sort of lyrical focused, I've learnt.
Definitely.
But the music takes a, backseat. But that's respectable. There's a lot of music out there that does that.
Exactly.
And I think she does it really well.
I couldn't agree more. And am I right in saying that you were a member of her band for a little while?
Yeah, I was the drummer. I was also the backing vocalist as well for her live band. But things sort of changed. I think there was creative differences, and I decided I was going to take a step back so another person could get the Saint Milana band spotlight.
Absolutely. The same thing happened with us at Honey Mustard as well.
Yeah.
Jake's our new front man now. That Brandon's got.
No.
But Saint made waves last year with her debut single release of Go with an exclamation mark at the end. And as of yesterday, this morning, she has released her brand new sophomore single by the name of Old Australian Town. And without further ado, here is tonight's pick for the local list, Saint Milana with Old Australian Town.
Looking back at pictures in the June, and now I'm back with you. Perfect's what I call it. In the car, loving in the dark, a priceless work of art lay quiet on the carpet. Picture you in a chair on the patio, in an old Australian town. We don't know if we'll get that far, but I'm all yours for now. Pictures on the bed, you smiled at me and said, you know I love you naked. All the bends and all of the pretend sticks with me, but I don't care. Picture you sitting down in a coffee shop of an old Australian town. We don't know if we'll get that far, but I'm all yours for now. I'm all yours for now. Your body count depends on how much you miss me. I will never ask you, that's the past, and now you're addicted to me. Sweet like a chicken cherry cola, swaying to our song on your stereo. In an old Australian town, we don't know if we'll get that far, but I'm all yours for now. I'm all yours for now. Picture you sitting down on the patio. You remember my name and smile. Back to us, a priceless work of art lay quiet on the carpet. When you realize you never thought that far ahead. To an old Australian town, we don't know if we'll get that far, but I'm all yours for now.
Coast FM 963, you're on Roar and More, and that right there was our pick for the local list for this evening. Brand new single, literally released today by incredibly talented local singer-songwriter Saint Milana. It's called Old Australian Town, and it's kind of a song that sings about where she's from, which is the Central Coast, and the Old Australian Town aspects of the Central Coast as well, which is fantastic. And Will, you were saying earlier that you know Saint Milana quite well, but you were saying a really fun fact about that song song as well.
I know all the people who worked on this song, who from the mixing to also the people who played the instruments on this song. So there was two members from Pilot Buffalo that actually got involved with this song. Lincoln, the guitarist, was additional engineer for the song, along with Jake Hinwood, who is famous for Madam Sandler and also is in Rackham as well as the drummer. Josh is, I think he plays electric guitar on this, and he's also in the single cover with Milana as well.
Oh, that's cute.
Mackenzie's a good friend of mine. He's a multi-instrumentalist, and I've known him since high school, and he's hopefully going to come out with some solo stuff as well, so I'm keen to give him some airplay. And I think also Irene Johnson, I think that's her last name, who is from Rackham fame. She's both the bass player for Rackham and the bass player for Saint Milana Band. Oh, there you go.
Brilliant.
Wow.
There you go, running through the whole liner notes of that single right there. Will Parkhouse with a personal connection to each of them. And if you'd like to find out more
Bailey
info...
Pierce, who played the trumpet, sorry.
Oh, and the trumpet in there as well, Bailey Pierce, who also played on a Pilot Buffalo song as well last year,
him as well,
which is very nice. And if you'd like to find out more about Saint and her musical journey, you can find her on Instagram at Saint_Milana. I don't know if she's listening right now because she's on holidays in Milano, ironically enough, but she did get a little premiere right there. Speaking of premieres, it's time for us to take a quick break. Coming up, we will be hearing Jake's Good Vibe of the Night, followed by James's Trending Tune. But right after this, we're going to be hearing another fantastic tune by a fantastic band that has been released today, being premiered on Coast FM. How exciting!
Living on the Coast. Coast FM 963. Coast
A band that just keeps getting better and better with each release on Coast FM 963. You're on Raw and More. And that right there was another song that was literally released today. And that was its first ever radio play as well. Incredibly talented Sydney-based band Lemon Eyes with Habitat, parentheses, Show Me. Really big fan of their psychedelic rock vibes on that track. And the implementation of the didgeridoo by the lead singer Jake. Not Jake Mercer, by the way.
Not me.
Not Jake.
So if they're listening in right now, congrats, guys. I love that song. First of many plays, I'm sure. And if you're around the Sydney area, they are playing a single launch show this Friday night, the 17th of April at Buddy's Bar in Newtown, supported by a couple of fantastic local bands as well. If you want to see that song and what else they have in store, live and awesomely done, I reckon you should definitely head down there. And speaking of awesome tunes handpicked by a man named Jake... It's time for another tune that'll make you feel good inside. We call it
Jake's Good Vibe of the Night. Oh, yeah. Oh, can you dig it, Jake Mercer?
Yes, I can dig it. I was the one that picked the song, mate. Yeah.
But can he though? Can he? That's the question, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah,
can he?
Well, we're about to find out because this is Jake's Good Vibe of the Night, the segment where he picks a song from his own personal playlist that he thinks has immaculate vibes, slaps it out there on the Coast FM airwaves and hopes that you, yes, you, the management committee here at Coast FM who just walked past the studio, enjoys it as much as he does. Jakey boy, what's on the menu for us tonight?
Oh, it's another pop song from an album that was released last year by a band called June, and they are just absolutely fantastic.
And when you say June, are you talking about the month of June?
The month of June.
The name of an old person, perhaps, June?
I mean, perhaps.
Apologies to any Junes.
I mean, shout out to all Junes out there.
Actually, I think we might have a June listening in. June from Saratoga is a very regular listener, so apologies, June. You're very in touch and you're very cool. But actually, June called in last night, Steve. She's a big fan of How Bizarre by OMC.
Oh, nice. You got good taste, June.
Absolutely. But yes, Jakey boy, what would you describe the vibe of this track as being?
It's funky. It's got some nice bass, and just the female vocalist of the band is very, very beautiful. very beautiful voice.
Very beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah.
I'm sure
she's gorgeous in real life. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And are these guys from Australia or like America? Or?
No, I think they're American. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there had to be something wrong with them. But without further ado, here is Jake's good vibe of the night, which is
Ghosted by June.
Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More with the boys. And that was Jake's good vibe of the night,
which was Ghosted by June.
I say, top-notch song, Jake.
Oh, thank you.
you're feeling girly pop this month.
Oh, mate, just like I usually don't listen to too much pop, but like when there's like some good stuff, love it.
Yeah, absolute bop that was.
Well, from one Bob to another. And now it's time we go in the internet side of things to find a tune that became popular through the world of social media. This is the trending tune of the week. Indeed, and this trending tune of the week is actually a cover, believe it or not, from the hit to 1967 Beggin' by Four Seasons. However, numerous of artists have made this cover, but the cover that stands out the most is actually an Italian band that made this version from high school, Måneskin. And Måneskin's song has gotten really popular because of their Eurovision win in 2021, which it was under a different song. But their cover, Begging, got popular because people want to hear more of them, and also thanks to TikTok in 2021, a lot of people came in and was playing this song and playing their versions or memes and that. And I think that this type of song would actually unlock a lot of core memories to a few listeners. So none away.
Put your loving hand out, baby.
Because
'Cause I'm begging.
Oh, Coast FM 963, you're on Raw and More. That right there was James's trending tune
of the week.
Which was?
It was Beggin' by Måneskin. And as I mentioned earlier, that this cover was actually made while the band was still in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I kid you not. This Italian band, well, they were band members at the music, I imagine, in high school. But yeah, they made this version, and their cover version pretty much blew up after Eurovision win.
Yeah, wow. So high schoolers making covers to Eurovision winners. What an incredible rise that
it's
is.
still going strong to this day.
Actually, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the show last week, mate, but we had, for the local artist, I believe it was, we had a local artist who, check this out, is 13. Pixie.
Pixie Minerva, yes.
I'll check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, she's 13 years old, and, Angus can probably tell you a bit more about her than I can.
Absolutely. She was incredibly talented, but it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be wrapping things up. Coast FM indeed, you're on Raw and More. It's pretty much time for us to get out of here and wrap things up. Get out, because it's after the 9 o'clock news. We're going to be hearing Uncut Gems with Will Parkhouse, who's with us right now. And just quickly, Will, what can we expect to hear on tonight's edition?
Yeah, a bit more contemporary compared to 2 weeks compared to last fortnight, where it got really, really wacky and weird. I decided, let's dial it down, a bit more indie, a bit more progressive sometimes, and just overall good vibes and great tunes.
I love that. Good gems on their way after, the April Fool's special a fortnight ago, which was absolutely fantastic. What a highlight that was. That's coming up after the 9 o'clock news, followed by Matt McCoy's Indie Rock Cafe at 10 p.m. We'll be back with you same time next week for Steve's birthday bash, the 20th of April, which is super exciting. But I leave you with one more Coastie legend right now who played a set at the Coachella Festival over the weekend. Why, of course, it's none other than our very own electronic queen, Nina Geraci, with her breakthrough hit, iPod Touch. We'll see you at the same time next week. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
See you later, Coasties.
I'll be on next.